abusuase de mu ransom no man chebia na national security ko PM ye former Bank of Ghana governor ye Ernest Addison fee ni nyina ne se no mo suspect se since our free one before so be free Bank of Ghana we connected some secret cameras our Bank of Ghana we connected to the fee into one fee ni nyina no windows here in the governor be but one fee nyina no the cost of Bank of Ghana head office one nyina no or access to international security for to disconnect all those cameras and secret softwares now when installing. We could take in the hard disks now we. Now no Afenyo Markin, a minority leader. I didn't send to just a national security recharge Japan national security forum corner. One year Ernest Addison a 10,000 Ghana cedis any Nigeria a jewelry. No Anna Deputy Attorney General akasa no video no ha me baba akire mo but ensem o de tu dwane say asem Afenyo Markin de betu dwane na no eyentro na omo koy raid ewo governor ni fie no omo record e de course of you be omo record e na say Afenyo Markin nim na o de wo mu a omo de video ni baba abonten timi say obi ama mo nkwa ensem a eye Deputy Attorney General Justice Sir Sai Odituja.
It has been that call that it is your word now against the minority still insisting, making further comments. Dr. Addison himself hasn't spoken about this. So the likes of Martin Pebo is recommending that there should be a commission of inquiry so that both sides will be heard and the truth established, so that if it is the minority or Alexander Afenyo Markin who is not saying the truth, then some action could be taken. But then if you are also not the ones putting out the facts of the situation, then action will be taken. I want us to take a listen to Martin Pebo. I spoke to him earlier on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7, and I want you to respond to that recommendation. Let's take a listen to it.
Follow those who are saying it's just political talk. You mean you can just stand and let some people just deceive millions of citizens in the name of just political talk? In a way that this one, we have no way of verifying. If let's say it was proof of an economy, and then let's say NPP are putting their own interpretation on it, we all have the basic facts. Then it depends on how you want to interpret. There are different ways of interpreting. That's different. This one, it is either a call was made to Governor Addison to apologize, or it was not made. The rest of that, there is no way we'll ever know until we go to the bottom of it. Two, our residents at the beginning was that 10,000 stolen, this necklaces, etc. of Mrs. Addison stolen. So let's go into it.
I think Pebo there. It says, get into the matter and let us all know that indeed, because you're saying that there are some facts that you have, that if the right forum is created, you will present it to disprove what Afenyo Markin and Jerry Ahmed Shaibu have said to the public. But until that forum is created, then what? We're all going to be kept in the dark as to who is telling the truth and who is lying?
I don't think we are being kept in the dark. What is happening here is that it's like someone accusing you right now that you've done something. You have come to deny it. The person said what you are saying is untrue. What else do you do? So
you continue to disprove what the person has said.
You know, the issue we are dealing with is also a matter of privacy.
Right.
For example, if we conducted this search and we have videos of the whole search process, are we supposed to put it on the internet for people to watch in the bid of what? Refuting what the third party is saying? That would be a violation of what? Dr. Addison's home, privacy of his home. Because the search warrant does not allow us to take a video of his premises and show that video to the public.
But do you have a video of the search?
Alfred, that is not the issue here. The issue is that, do we have a platform where we can disprove this? Who is supposed to create that platform? Like I said, when the complaint was heard from the minority, we did a second briefing. And we required of the officials everything that we need to watch, everything that we need to listen to, everything that we need to look at to be able to come to a conclusion whether they have conducted themselves in accordance with the terms of the warrant. What I'm saying is that if it is true that the officials went there to steal food, to steal money, to steal jewelry, we are saying that the person who has lost all these things has a duty, not just a right, has a duty to report to the police so that there will be investigations into this matter. You know, so if we do not have such a complaint, I mean, it's as if the police cannot just be, someone must complain and then we will respond to it, because the administrative processes at the Attorney General's Department, the administrative processes at the BNI, NIB, there are administrative processes at the National Security Council for addressing all these issues, which I believe all the lawyers in the minority are aware of, which I believe Dr. Addison, being a senior public officer, is aware of, which I believe the family members of Dr. Addison are aware of. If these people are not taking the steps, what else are we supposed to do? And I think that it appears some people enjoy, you know, this act of confusing the public for whatever reason. But I think that both the minority leader and most of the lawyers in the minority are aware that if something is missing in your house, whether you know who took it or not, the first thing you are required to do if you want to be taken seriously is to what? To make a report. So if you have refused to make such a report, and we have done all the investigation that we could do, and we are coming out with a position, I think it's only fair that you require them to make the complaint so we can have a fair and an impartial hearing to this matter. But I don't want us to be detained on this matter indeed,
to the extent that others who are concerned about how this could also create a public disaffection for the national security apparatus itself if it is not disproved. That's where the concern is, that then you don't have to just leave things hanging.
How about the person who is making the allegation, proving that this allegation I'm making is true? You know, they are making allegation that people have stolen their things. Are they not interested in proving the allegation? If you had the opportunity to ask any of the members of the minority who are saying this, and I can tell you on authority that we have basis to say that the allegation the minority are making is completely false, has no basis, because the person who is involved, who is Dr. Addison, has his own view on this matter, which is completely opposite to what the minority is saying.
He has his own view.
Which is not just his own view, a view which is completely opposite what the minority is saying, and a view which completely aligns with our position.
That no money was stolen.
Nothing of that happened. The search was conducted in accordance with the terms of the warrant. It was done cordially, and there was nothing untoward that he reported to us. Because when I told you that we had a second review, what I'm trying to tell you is that we have taken the steps that we have to take within this circumstance to make that point.
I see. I heard the Attorney General say that you have a video recording or a recording of the Governor Addison during the search, and that if Afenyo Markin pushes you, you're going to find a way of putting that out.
I have just told you.
When are you going to make that available? Or it's dependent on the actions of Afenyo Markin?
You see, these are matters of privacy as well.
Okay.
And I think that it is only fair that we do not expose Dr. Addison's home, his communications, which enjoy privacy right protection, to the public without a lawful process. Okay. That is why I kept saying that if the platform is created for a lawful disclosure of these things, we will go ahead and disclose whatever we have. But we cannot put these matters out simply because a third party, a meddlesome interloper, is somewhere making an allegation, and then because of that we will jump and put some of these things out. If they are making the allegation, and when you ask them, they always say that, well, this is what Dr. Addison told us. but
there's no record of any police report.
No,
on
absolutely.
This said alleged 10,000.
We have always encouraged Dr. Addison to come and make those reports, and none has been made so far.
Well, the next issue, which was in fact the most part of the press conference today, was the said or alleged embezzlement of some monies, 39 million cedis, by the former Director General of the National Signals Bureau. I want us to take a listen to the Attorney General, the first part of a number of the things that he said, and I'll run you through the property that these monies are alleged to have been used to purchase by the former Director General of the National Signals Bureau. But there's supposed to be some thriller in Manila. Let's take a look at this.
We are working diligently on several dossiers that will shock the conscience of the nation. If what suspect Edu Boahen and his wife has done is like a thriller in Manila, Please brace yourself for a rumble in the jungle in the next few weeks. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
In the jungle in the next few weeks. The next few weeks going to look like rumble in the jungle.
Alfred, one of the things that the Attorney General has made clear from the day he assumed office, and which the President John Mahama himself has made clear, is that they are never going to use the criminal justice system to persecute, humiliate, or embarrass anyone. The criminal justice system will only be used to do its proper work, which is what? To try cases in respect of which evidence, sufficient evidence has been gathered. So you would observe that for the past weeks, we at the Attorney General's Department have been silent on all the things we have done. And that is why I believe when this press conference was had, people were shocked because how did you do all these things without anyone knowing up to today? Because we cannot put out information merely because someone has said it. We can only put out information when we believe that the evidence we have is sufficient to ground an action in court. And so, when we look, in this particular, there are other, the accused persons are about 50, the suspects are about 15.
15
suspects.
In this National Signals Bureau alleged diversion of funds case. 15
as at the last time I checked. And it keeps growing because when you follow the money, it exposes you to another company. Then you find the company directors and members. Then you follow that. So we have more than 12 companies involved here. And we keep discovering these companies as we investigate along. And I'm saying that we cannot put all these things out. In fact, what we have done is just the minimum, exposure that we have given to the facts and the things that we have. And that is why the Attorney General is saying that if you are surprised by today, what will happen, what you will see in the coming days will really shock your conscience, because you cannot believe what the investigations are revealing.
I see, but how long have you been investigating this particular case?
For about a month now, we have been on this project.
About a month.
A month, and throughout this period, we have never mentioned this to anybody. We have never said anything about it. Not because we don't have anything to talk about, but because at the time we did not believe that we have sufficient evidence to bring someone's reputation or someone's image into dispute. Because look, in this country, even when the police arrest you, the conclusion in the minds of many is that you are guilty.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what you say. A mere arrest is a sign of what? Criminality in this country. We are very much conscious of that. That is why we will not, under any circumstance, drag people into the public domain merely because someone has pointed fingers at them that they have done anything. We only do it when we have sufficient evidence. And in this case, the accused person was arrested on Thursday night. Thursday night. That's
Edubohin.
The suspect. We could have announced to the public that moment that he was arrested. But that was a time that we needed to confirm certain things. It was after Friday, Saturday, that we've taken the accused person through. We've granted him his right to counsel, and his lawyers were present. He was shown to various, some of the properties that you see. The accused person has been taken to those properties to verify certain things. All those were done before we brought this out. And I'm saying that my boss, the Attorney General, has made it clear that he is never going to put anyone out there, either in the criminal justice system or in the public domain for conversation, unless he has sufficient evidence to support, to ground his action. And that is what we are seeing now.
I see, but you arrested him on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Is he still in custody?
I believe so. The last time I checked this evening, he was still in custody.
Have you charged him and the wife?
No, they've not been formally charged, but they've been cautioned.
They've been cautioned. No, I'm asking this question because 48-hour rule. If you arrested them on Thursday,
they're actually on bail. What is left now is for them to fulfill the bail conditions.
So they're on bail, and because they haven't fulfilled the bail conditions, they are still in custody.
I think that is what usually that's we cannot let you go when you have not fulfilled the bail condition.
So this is the 260,000 cedis bail.
Yeah.
That's for both of them.
Yeah.
Is it 260 combined or 260 each?
260 each. For
the husband and wife?
Yeah. Let me tell you, it's not just one person that we have in custody.
How many?
It's okay. It's just enough for you to know that it's not just two. It's not just one.
So it's not just Mr. Dubois and his wife.
My point. That's exactly the point I've been making.
No, but you said there are 15 persons.
15 suspects.
Suspects.
Yeah.
Well, so am my viewers and I
and
to
some have
assume
been
that
arrested and also allowed to, granted bail, and they have satisfied and they are gone. Some have been questioned and they have been allowed to go.
I see. So these 15 persons, some of them have been arrested and are in custody with Eduboahen and his wife.
Yeah.
Okay, but some have also been granted bail.
Yeah, some were just questioned and they
questioned
and they're allowed to go.
I see. And well, so let's take a look at these the said properties that you said that the monies have been used to purchase. But let's take a look at this. These are this Kwabena Eduboahen and Angela Ejeboatin. That's the couple.
Yeah, the couple.
So number 9, Edith Avenue, Mayfair Estate, La Accra, $270,000. That's the estimated value of this property in that estate is $270,000, and that has been purchased and is owned by them. $150,000, another one, number 10, and then Vertex Properties in Oyarefa, a gated estate development. This is one that shocked a number of people when they saw it. The alleged purchase of some 27 houses by this couple, and each costing $295,000, and a total of 127 million Ghana cedis. I don't know if it's the prevailing rate at the time or now, because let's go back because that purchase was made which year?
Actually, I'm not able to see what's on the
I see.
screen.
But is this part of the 27 houses and these estates? Have all these properties been verified? Because you say that you took them to some of the properties.
That was done in respect of some of the properties.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Is it inclusive of these 27 houses they are said to have been to have purchased?
Yes, part of the 27 have been
verified.
Yeah.
That they purchased the 27 houses.
There are receipts to that effect in the custody, and this is some of the payments were made in cash, others were made with bank transfer. And you see, one thing about investigation is that they say you should follow the money. So the money leads you to where you are going, and that is what happens. So when you follow the money, you could discover some of these things.
And properties were purchased in alleged were purchased in London.
That is true.
2 properties in London.
That is true, in the name of the couple.
Well, let's flip to the next, because this is not the only one that you. Let's put it. 2020 February, that's 16 million Ghana cedis. 16 million Ghana cedis. You say this is a fixed deposit from the payment received from BNC National Security. What does this really mean? And this 16 million. What's the origin of this money?
So this is what happened. There is a state institution called Bureau of National Communication, BNC.
Right.
Then, so this is a legitimate state institution. Then there is another company incorporated known as BNC Communication Bureau. So note the BNC commonality.
Right.
So there's a BNC, which is the state agency,
and then the BNC, which is a private company.
Company owned by the couple. They incorporated and they are both the shareholders and directors. So that is owned by them. Then there is a third party selling some gadgets. So this, Mr. Eduboahen is the director of this state institution called BNC. And he's also the shareholder and a director in the private BNC. Now, the BNC, so government is about to buy some equipment, intelligence equipment from an Israeli company. Now, normally what you should expect is that the government will pay the money from its bank account directly to the seller of the equipment. That is what happens. Now, in this case, what happens is that the government takes the money moves from the government's account to this private company's account, and then part of the money, 25% of it, is used to purchase the equipment, and then the 75% of the quoted amount, which was supposed to be used to purchase the equipment, is now, moved from the government account. So as far as the government is concerned, they have bought the equipment for 7 million. However, 25% of the 7 million was what was used to pay for the equipment. Now, the 75%, which goes to that's about $6 million, dollars, is what now moved from the government account to this private company and never went out again to the sellers of the equipment, but rather went out into other accounts. Now, when you follow that account, you realize that the money moves from there to company A. Then you follow company A, then you realize that company A is the company of the director of BNC, who is also the shareholder and director here. Then you follow to other companies and realize that there is actually a mother company which is owned by the same person, and there are about 5 companies which are subsidiaries, and the money goes through all of them. So you follow one company, it leads you to another, you follow to another, then you realize that, okay, properties have been bought in the names of these companies, and when you check the ownership of these companies, then you realize that it's the same person. This is what we are talking about.